try one more time. Let's do this. Okay. Fly. This. That. Boom, boom.
This mission
Nose down.
Your aircraft with final approach for landing. When you land immediately, you'll enter the pattern of multiple approaches. There are no threats.
Air brakes. I'm liking this glide slope. I'm liking this AOA. Okay. We got this. Right. So, what are we doing? We are landing the F-86 because, well, actually, I'll explain to you once we land, because I need to focus right now. really need to focus. Because this is my 4th attempt now. Okay. Just about 200 knots. Flaps down. Check flaps. Flaps good. At 180, we're going to put gear down, gear moving. 1 nose, 2 rear, 3 green. Speed 150, give it a little bit of throttle, put the nose down a little bit. Good flare. Idle. Rear down, tail, nose down. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go park at with our other checkered flavored roommates. AKA those guys over there. Not these yellowtails. Good day, chap. Look at that guy. There's Bob. Super chill dude. Okay. Cool. And, okay, I don't need any of that. What do you need? Is this idle? Cool, and then wrong one, that one. Okay, well, we did it. Cool, awesome. Um, I think I'm gonna. This is the F-86 Sabre. It's a very pretty jet, I have to say. And it's pretty because it's old. It's simplistic. It's easy. Not at all easy at all, actually. It's very difficult, especially on landings. It can be very feisty, along with dogfighting, because it has not the greatest energy retention. But that's why I like it, because it's a challenge. Why did we just land it today? Why do I own it? Because I fly a lot of F-16, F-15 stuff, modern stuff, looking into the F-18 as well. But sometimes you have to go back to the basics, the basics of flying, because, oh, look at him go. There's Bob. Bye, Bob. Have a safe flight. Oh, he's a great guy. But sometimes you need to go back to the basics of flying. And a good way to do that is to fly an old jet, because they're inherently more difficult than modern aircraft. Just because of how old and dated the avionics are. Like in the F-16, the stick, it's all fly-by-wire. Oh, I didn't know I could use this to move the character around. That's cool. Anyways. Can we look in there? Oh. Right. Anyways, because of this, training on the F-16 is really easy. Because you can just put the stick wherever you want it to go, and it will just go there. These things are hard to fly because they are very, very feisty. I mean, here. Look at the angle at which the wing is at. Sorry, just gotta try this. Very, very sharp angle. Okay? Very, very sharp. So that means that going in for maneuvers and slow speed anything is very, very hard because they're so swept back. They're designed for high speed flight. Here, let me real quick just. Because I need to show you something. It's good having these around. This is the F-16. You can see that the wings relatively straight back here and not too much of a sweep. That allows it for high alpha, high maneuverable maneuvers. Not only that, but these tails right here, these elevators, the entire thing rotates. So that means that it has increased maneuverability. So it can turn harder and faster. Now, if we grab the F-14 here. The F-14 was designed in order so that for naval operations, it was an interceptor, fighter interceptor. It was designed so that if it needed to go fast to intercept Russian bombers or cruise missiles, it will have its wings fully swept to the rear to reduce the amount of drag, henceforth making it go faster. When the wings were completely out, it increased the amount of lift it had, allowing it to take off from carriers easier, and if it was in a dogfight, it'd be able to turn easier as well, because the amount of lift is generating. Now let's look at its predecessor, the F-4 Phantom. As you can see, the F-4 Phantom also has very swept back wings. This was during Vietnam, and at the time of Vietnam, the whole thing was still plane go fast, plane better. This could hit about like Mach 2.5, 2.3, I think, which is 2 times the speed of sound. But that meant that when it came to dogfighting, it was impeccably bad. Very, very, very bad. Because it couldn't turn as well. And it was also very big and heavy. Then you go generations back, and you get eventually the F-86 Sabre, which was in the 50s. Now, we train on the F-86, or I do, because if I can effectively do aerial combat and operations in the F-86, I can pretty much do it in any aircraft, because it's so different and a lot more difficult compared to the F-16 and F-15. So that's why I got it. To practice my basic fighter maneuvers, basics of dogfighting, land in more difficult situations, in harder environments, and just be able to train with that. And having that experience will allow me to essentially fly any aircraft. When I go back to the F-16, it's going to be a night and day difference. You know, I'm going to be 100 times better than I was when I last flew it a few months ago. Because, yeah. So, that's why we landed this today. I have footage from earlier, about 20 minutes ago, but it got hella corrupted, like all of my footage for some reason. So I'm hoping that this won't get corrupted and I can actually send it in. Because this was fun and this was good. This was my best landing yet. When I first got the F-86, I was landing her way too fast. That's because swept wings make it you have to land faster, but I wasn't ready to be able to control the speed. So I would often where's one that has landing gear? F4 Phantom. I would land it, touch down, and the nose would slam down, and I would break the nose gear. But now I've learned how to control that, how to slow down easier with the speed brakes. Yeah, now I'm not breaking the nose gear, which is kind of good because if you break the nose gear, that's crew chief's gonna be pretty mad at you. Yeah. So that's the F-86.